It's been Battle Brothers heavy for a few weeks. I get you. Ah, you've been in the countryside. I get you. It's that time of year. People go outside. Strange habits indeed. Build sites need stones. There are no stones. There's a big pile of rocks over there. Well, what I'm going to do, I'm going to make a worker camp. Out here. And then select it to harvest over there. The what mini time? I don't know what omni time is. It's 60 of 80 people. Omni is doggo and means luck. Okay. I mean, oh, I understand. Okay, so you spend time with your dog. I get it. Yeah, I don't get, like I said, I don't get to watch Oz's stream enough because schedules don't line up, unfortunately. We're running all the way out here to go build this. It's gonna be a slow commute, though. You can also put a clay pit over there. Do I not have another clay pit? I thought that there was one a little closer. There's a sand pit right there. There's the closer clay pit. How many do we have right now? 9 laborers. I guess I could build a clay pit. Also, literally, the thing that notification is bothering me about is because of those stones. I need 16 stone collected. Let's prioritize this. Just get her done. Imagine just being like, yo, guys, go build roads in the winter. Just literally what I've told them to do. It's like, go into the middle of nowhere, in the dark, with wolves everywhere, and build us a... Oh no, a villager has scurvy. That's horrible. That's fine. As long as it's not like aquafunkalistic booty whap and we're good. No, it's not. Okay, sweet. Aqua shall live on another day. They'll get over it. They usually do. Scurvy land dogs? I mean, they're just not eating enough vitamins. That's the problem. They just need to eat more vitamins and they Gucci. But we're going to pause that construction. Just want to get that started. So I need this done first. Also need this done first. No, rabies is when you get bit by, like, a rabid animal. Scurvy is when you don't have enough vitamin C, right? I mean, I could Google this, but I'd really rather not Google scurvy. Yay, see, they're cured. We gave them an orange. It's sorted their life out. but it's something that you generally get. So it's something that you generally get at sea, which is I think what Haas meant by scurvy land dogs? Question mark. Because we're land dogs. We're not. We're generally like, you know, people farming and whatnot, so it makes less sense that we have scurvy. I don't understand how this crop rotation thing works because they always just stay on the same year. Don't get it. Mange is what you get if you're an unlucky werewolf. I've never met a werewolf, so I can't say for true or not, but I'm sure that's not too far off. I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt here that you're a trained expert and know exactly what you get when you have mange. As somebody who's never had mange, I can't really speak to it, frankly. I don't even know anybody who's had mange. I think FG spent a whole hour or so talking this through before she finally did sort it out. I mean, I understand how it works, because I know how crop rotations work in real life. I just don't understand how that UI works. But, I mean, it's working. They're farming, and they're getting stuff out of it, so I'm not going to lose sleep over it. Farm games scare the crop out of you? Who keeps putting crop inside you? Like, crap would be normal. I mean, what I would say is that in order to farm in this game, it requires a lot of intelligent maneuvering. This is where people clap and laugh and go, "Ha, you're very funny." Pretty sure mange is caused by mites, really? I don't know anything about that stuff. But, yeah, pretty much. Rotates potato. Yes. Haunted French pancakes scare the crepe out of you? I mean, pancakes aren't crepes, though. I mean, it's much more normal to have a crepe inside of you, so. How many peoples do I have? 7. Okay, we do need more labor. Come on, though. Ayer, you love my terrible jokes. Or you hate them and you're like, man, I really like this guy's stream, Blind IRL. I just hate when he like starts trying to be funny, because he's not funny. And you know, when he figures that out, like, his Twitch career will actually jump to the next level. Once he realizes that and just accepts that he's not funny. And you know what? Maybe you're right. Maybe the thing that's actually holding me back is that I try to be funny. Or a knee slap keck. One of the two. That's an expensive park. Holy shit. Anything you want to buy from me? God, I hate this training. I wish that the trading UI would just pop up here instead of over here all the time. All right. Trader is buying this item with planks. Of which I have 60. Trader's buying logs. Trader's not buying anything that I have to sell. If one person boos you, and the person releases the bees? I don't get it. I feel like that's just my own incompetence, but I genuinely don't get it. Those are pricey, but hey. Those are actually like something that we can reasonably purchase. And also, I think we're going to put a general stockyard over here. Oh, okay, I get it. Movies, yep. Sorry, sometimes puns need to be said out loud. Like that went way over my head. Genuinely just went way over my head. Also, apparently I've been streaming for 11 hours. Gosh. I do like that around this time into my stream, usually we just kind of devolve into terrible puns. Something that I genuinely appreciate about this stream. We have an Elsa. Look at that. Ourselves our own Disney princess. Actually, no, I don't think that we need that. Looks like that they just use this as a stockpile. Good to know. Good to see you, RSG. Good to see you. You know, considering you commented on the blackberries thing, I've got about 3 times since that photo was taken. I literally like emptied those out, put them into bags, put them in the freezer, turned around, went back out the door, and picked more blackberries. I picked so many blackberries. I actually ran into a lady that was out there picking them. She's like, "Oh my god, other people actually pick blackberries here! Oh, holy shit!" She was surprised to see me outside. I'm like, "I do this every year. Just never run into you." And then afterwards, she's like, "See you later." I'm like, "Okay." And then I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, based on the last few years, odds, considering we've both picked blackberries in the same alleyway for the past few years, I don't think I'm ever see her again. Audio, you have a good night. Cheers, dude. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for the well-timed wah, wah, wah. You have a good night, dude. Me and bears, exactly. Although there's no bears in this city. There's coyotes, but bears kind of generally stay out of here. The Android community sounds popping. You know what's funny? Is apparently TCL is owned by BlackBerry. So technically this is a BlackBerry. Also, so I was watching Kitchen Nightmares last night before bed. And there was a line in the episode that made me laugh really heavily. where this lady walks in and they're like, oh no, she's a VIP. She's a food blogger. And like they bring out her appetizer, and like they took too long to get the appetizer out there, and she's sitting there on her phone tweeting about how the food's taking so long, literally just like on like a BlackBerry tweeting. And then they bring out her appetizer to her, and she's sitting there tweeting. They're like, oh no, she's live blogging to her 10,000 followers. And then Gordon Ramsay like shows his BlackBerry to the lady who owns the restaurant. He's like, look at this. She loves it. She's just tweeting about how good the food is. I'm sitting there like, oh my God, food blogger with 10,000 followers. Times were so simple. There's no like Instagrammers with like fucking 10 million people. I don't know. You like watermelon and blackberries, plums and peaches, but you like plums and peaches, but they're filled with sugar. I don't generally eat watermelon. I'm actually quite a bit of a honeydew guy. I quite like honeydew. 9 people want to join. Absolutely. Welcomes. Got too much food. Might as well. Just gonna wait until I have 25 of this shit. I don't know. I found that very quaint. I don't know if that amuses you guys anywhere near as much as it amuses me, but holy shit, that. She's live blogging to her 10,000 followers. Although I guess live blogging in like 2008, like 10K followers, not bad. Simpler times. I should probably get fences up pretty soon because we are going to get attacked at some point. Fences and or walls. Might just skip fences and just go straight to walls. Do like another row of housing back here and then go straight to walls. Yeah, you do get attacked in this game. Although I've got like fighting turned down to minimum because it's early access. I'll put it that way. It's not very engaging combat. I mostly just kind of want to see the stuff. But these deer keep eating my fucking cabbages right now. Like, look at these hungry little bastards. That's the only fighting really going on is my crops versus those deer. My cabbages, said somebody at some point. Build a school. Yeah. We'll get there. I don't think there's any pickling in this game, although I'm literally doing that on top of my fridge right now. There is barreling, but it's just generic barrels. There's no like, oh, you're making this thing with this thing. So I would assume if you're storing cabbage in barrels, it's just sauerkraut, but there's no mechanic for that. I could. I mean, I need to fence this whole area off. I mean, I'm planning on just waiting for this, and then I'm just going to build a fucking wall all the way around this. But I'm waiting. Currently, I just kind of want to hunt them instead of, like, attacked. I don't get it. Sorry, but that dad joke was too strong for me. Well, I mean, I don't believe in Trumpian values, so I would never make the deer pay for it. I'll simply eat them. It's much more efficient. Imagine having a last name that, like, ruins the term trump card. Also, chat investments are open if you want to invest your tickets. Wheelager's cured! Yay! I don't know what was wrong, but they're not wrong anymore, so that's good. All right. 5 new villagers immigrated. These aren't even full. That one is. Really shouldn't be making so many of these stupid parks. Let's cancel those. Let's get these ones done. Those ones will actually increase the value a bunch. Wait, hold up. Wow, I'm an idiot. These are all hunter cabins, not actually housing. For some reason, like the icons for hunter cabins and the icons for housing look identical to me. I've done this multiple times where I'll just accidentally build like 50 hunter cabins and I'll just be like, wait, those weren't, are you telling me those were in houses? Fuck. I actually do that pretty frequently. Housing. That. Just stop. Game. Housing. House. Firewood is low. Wow, actually, you're not wrong. Firewood splitter. My basket shop for making baskets. Saw pit. Where the fuck did I put the firewood splitter? That's actually kind of a genuine issue I have with this game. Everything looks identical to me. There you go. Double the workforce. It's early access. There's parts of it that are extremely clunky, but the parts that are good are really mechanically dense. Cheaper? Seems to be pretty fair for me. Like, on it, I mean, I got a key for it, but I've got 14 hours in it already, and I haven't seen all the content yet. Not even close. I mean, it's $30. Like, that's perfectly reasonable for this type of game, IMO. We'll just have this weird sense of what games are worth. Plenty of production value here. It looks really nice. It plays well. Runs good. Although it takes forever to load. There was some weird AI issues, but those all seemed to be sorted out pretty quick. Like, the first couple days I played this, I ran into some bizarre issues, but... This game really needs a button that you can hold down that just gives you an overlay of what every single building is. Because, like, there are times where I'm just like, what's the difference between that and that? Like, at this difference distance, I couldn't tell you which one's what. But. Getting close to being able to build that. But yeah, I mean, if you're interested in another survival city builder akin to Banished but not identical to Banished, this is a pretty good one. Although if you really want a game like this, I would recommend something like Endzone first, purely because it's finished and like content complete. But I'm enjoying it. I wouldn't still be playing it if I wasn't enjoying it. And besides, you can watch little wagons around. Hey, look, Aquafunkalistic Booty Wap's still alive. Wondering about him. Look at that, it's 47. Oh, no fishing target. Yeah, because I need to move that. That'd be why. This thing's got 20 stone in its supplies. Need that to be moved. I have not seen a single zombie in this game yet, no. Just like there are no cannibalism mechanics. Both positive things. Still producing more food than we consume. Just want to upgrade some of these roads, but... It's very confusing. We do definitely have more than 2 types of food, yet the game insists I don't. Let's just speed up time until all these rocks are done. I don't actually like speeding up time in games like this very much, but... I'd like to have a bit of a surplus. Impending blizzard. Oh no. Early winter. Which just means the snow animation is going to start up sooner. There we go. That's 2 more. Firewood is low. Might need to make another firewood production place. Fortunately, that'll get done real quick, because this is where the majority of my firewood's getting cut down right now. Ah, I get it. When firewood happens, they all need to... Or when blizzard happens, they all need to go inside, so everybody stops working for a bit. Interesting. I'll seek shelter. That's what I'm talking about. Big old wagon with 17 bricks in it. Although you might want to get inside there, dude. You know, do you have to take the wagon across my farm field? Like, do you have to? Seems a bit silly. Well, we're out of firewood. That's bad. All right, everybody, fire. The blizzard's over. I mean, they can go back to other things that they were doing, like making firewood. Fence fields against wagon. I don't think it changes anything. I just think it's weird that they use that as a pathing option. Like, of all the places you don't want a wagon crossing, you'd think it would be like, that would be number 1, practically. There we go. Firewood supplies going up again. Right, that's it. Just harvest all of the stone. That's all that we really need up here. We don't really need wood. Deer up there too. Maybe I could get more hunters up there too. It's 130 people I think I need to... 125 I need to move up to the next era. I have basically everything that we need for this school. We have enough gold. In taxes, we have enough clay. I just need to build it. Today was a weird stream, chat. I do really hope that tomorrow is more normal. I do think that the transitions between seasons is super neat. Fortunately, I think that the whole reason, like, clearly you ignored the intro cutscene to this game, Frogfire, if you think that's a thing that could happen. Because we literally are settling this farthest frontier because they specifically do not want to be under the rule of the kings anymore. It's literally the whole reason they're here. You did miss that intro? Well, they moved to the farthest frontier to avoid having to tolerate the kings anymore. They're tired of the rich people telling them what to do, so they moved here. It's literally the whole story of this game. Collected our annual tax. Nice that this thing doesn't require stone. But once this is built, and there we go. Now we have the school, so no one's gonna fill it until we have a intelligent migrant. So until someone moves here that's smart, we're gonna have no food, basically. Or not no food, no teachers. There's deer over here, is there not? We are also running out of food, so we gotta get more of that. Hunter cabin. We'll just move that circle once that's done. Let's build another gatherer's shack. Actually, I have quite a lot of resources now, which is what we want, where we want it to be. Which is good for me. I mean, it's literally the whole story of this game is they were tired of having to deal with paying the rich people's taxes and constantly being called out to war and then being abandoned in the walls to be slaughtered by the enemies of the rich people. And they're just like, we're gonna take our shit and leave. Goodbye. That's the story of this game. We're gonna take our shit and leave. Goodbye. Hell yeah, pilot. I'm glad someone's had a good day. It's $800? That seems weirdly cheap. Don't fail. Sure, you got this. $800 to get a commercial pilot's license? That seems cheap, dude. I don't know. It costs almost more than that to get all of your lessons to get a car's license here. Yeah, that also seems really cheap. I don't know. To me, this is a very specialty thing. That seems cheap to me. Maybe I'm ill-informed, but it's just the examination. That, allow me to reiterate, that seems cheap. To get an alcohol selling license here is $100. You have to pay $100 and take the test. Driver's license is $30. Well, that's ridiculous. Driver's license is like, I think it's $150 here. If you fail it, then you have to pay to take it again. Bar card is $25. All right, well. No wonder you got crazy drivers on the road. 100 CAD? Okay, so 75 US. Like 5 USD. Rude. Just keep devaluing your dollar and I'll keep laughing. In my irrelevancy. As a tiny channel that nobody watches on this website. Just need someone to move in who knows how to teach, god damn it. Why do I have a feeling this is about to turn into another one of those, like, discussions that we had earlier about why grocery stores shouldn't be allowed to be open late? How my 24-hour businesses are a bad thing. Which was a very long discussion we had earlier today. You're excited about Man That's Gonna Sting? I'm sure you'll be fine. Especially when you're talking about like licenses to be a commercial pilot, like that's a license to be able to fly professionally. So I'm shocked it's that cheap. I'm shocked. Surprise Pikachu. See, that seems more about what I would expect for a commercial pilot's license pilot. Much closer to what I would expect. Like annual licensing fees to be to stream music in Canada on an internet radio station is more than that. And you're just like, I can fly a plane professionally. Thanks for gifting a sub. Jack, can I get a couple beers for Haas being super generous? Helping streamer afford groceries and be slightly less irrelevant. I'm just really bummed out today, Pilot, because today, we cleared the what's it called? The PAX goal, which is great, but kind of after I bitched for an hour. So I don't know if I deserve that, but I'm just really bummed out today because I had one of the worst stream turnouts I've had this year. Pilot, save your money. Okay. Well, thanks for gifting a sub to Haas. No, I'm just bummed out because today is we had fucking 30 people here, 28 people for a while there on Jupiter Hell, and it's like I really want to stream that game and I love streaming that game and I love playing that game, but just like the audience just doesn't exist for it anymore, and I'm super fucking bummed out about it. Super goddamn bummed out about it. So. So if I seem weirdly down today, that's why. Just because one of my favorite games of all time, people just don't show up for. Thanks for gifting a sub, Norstat. And for the $1, Frog. Cheers, guys. I mean, it means a lot. You don't need to pity tip me. Gets home hella late, though. Yeah, that's fine. I mean, like, I streamed it for 8.5 hours today, and by the end of it, we had 28 people watching. I had to swap games. Doesn't really matter if people want to watch it and can't be around. What matters is when I stream it, if people can tune in, right? Thanks for the $1, Narvicious. But I don't know. I feel kind of abandoned today because it's like, you know, I streamed a game that I really like streaming, and very few people tuned in outside of the bit where I had the dev on, which was obviously, you know, dev's on. And then didn't get a single raid for the entirety of the day. Had to basically yell at people to host me. I can't help the beeps and bangs of a scam train. I don't know. What does that mean? Beeps and bings of a scam train? What? What's that mean? What's a beeps and bings mean? There's a guy here named Barty. It's a funny name. People in this game have funny names. Makes aquafunkalistic booty wap seem less strange. But I hope you've been well, Norstat. That's a weird thing that road wants to do. We really just clear this. There we go. That looks more normal now. Been okay? Yeah, I feel that. I mean, this isn't Dwarf Fortress. Not every game needs to be Dwarf Fortress. If games try to be Dwarf Fortress, you just end up with, like, mechanically dull, half-baked, unfinished games that run out of money. Which isn't exactly something that you want. It's the reason I don't want every game to be Dwarf Fortress. I want this game to be Farthest Frontier, not Dwarf Fortress. Dwarf Fortress is already Dwarf Fortress. We don't need every game to be Dwarf Fortress. Although it related to Dwarf Fortress, I am in the process of setting up a meeting with, at the very least, Tarn, maybe Zach and Tarn. Potentially for dinner around PAX sometime. Because they're not going to be in the convention hall much, but they will be in the city. Or they're close by the city, so it's just a hop, skip, and a jump away for them. So, gonna do my damnedest to meet up with those two. The thing I really want to pitch to them is essentially just relaunching DF Talk, but with, like, the format that we've been doing. Or just retitling it DF Talk or something similar. Because I would straight up just host their podcast if they want me to. But we'll see. There's defense. I mean, I haven't messed with the stuff too much, but there's these things. There's these lookout towers, which automatically shoot at raiders and dangerous wildlife. I picked a map with no dangerous wildlife. And then there's these, which is like a barracks, which trains your soldiers, and then you send them out. But, like, you have to pay them in gold. Like, they cost monthly wages. This game isn't full-on DF happy communism. Like, you actually have to, like, provide people with shit, so... But thanks for the little mini hype train chat. 3 gift subs and $2. Appreciate you. I mean, the combat is probably the least finished part of this game. So if you're looking at this going, I want combat in this, maybe don't buy it. It's like if you're looking for combat specifically, I would recommend not purchasing this game right now. That's my recommendation.
You fucking donkey!
People need payment? I know, right? It's so fucking weird. And then you down here. This is entirely for wood. Should make a candle shop. So those are a pretty good trade good, supposedly. To colonize the Dickens out of the U.S. within a mod third Odyssey and alternate history where Romans went west and to the U.S. instead of capturing the Ottomans in 1453, or the Great Grand Strategy Aim Europa Universalis, and it's been a good way to waste time until I get going back to Europe for in the 1600s, and its game it's currently the Still Night 1590. I understood most of those words. How am I? Terrible but fine. Terrible but fine is how I would describe me. We really not recruited a... There we go. One of those people was intelligent, so they popped into that job. So we now have a teacher, which means, hopefully, all of these houses will suddenly be happy. We just need to give them another food type, which confuses the confuddles out of me. But let's get one of these up and running. This is an orchard building, essentially. You know what? Let's move that slightly. And also build barns, but you need to purchase livestock for them, which is interesting. What do you mean terrible but fine? I'm fine because people have been very kind today. I'm terrible because I'm very sad about how many people have tuned in today. It's basically like, numbers are low, but the people who have been here are great. So, it's been kind of nice. Long story short, I really like streaming the game Jupiter Hell. Normally at about 2 p.m. my stream time. Usually about 2 p.m. we have about 60 to 70 people watching. Kind of regardless of the game. We had about 25 to 30 today on a game, on one of my favorite games ever made. And that's just a massive fucking bummer. So I've just been super goddamn bummed out all day today. Basically means like I really shouldn't stream that game outside of like patch days and when the developer can join me. Outside of those days, like there's, and the days that the publisher pays me to stream it, I really just shouldn't stream it. Which sucks. Because I think that game's super entertaining. I love watching it. And I just wish more people tuned in. But there's kind of nothing I can do about it. So that's why I'm like, fine but terrible. Fine because like today's been great. Terrible because like I just kind of wanted to stream Jupiter Hell all day today. I mean, there's still like a very low number of people here, but it is late in the day. Like it's like almost 9 p.m., so that's more normal for this time. But like, I don't know, like, yeah, I don't know. It's just, it's mixed emotions and don't feel good. Put it that way. I just wish I was a bigger streamer. But that's how I've felt for the last 8 years of streaming. And I've been doing this for 10, so. As of like November, I will have been streaming relatively actively for 9 years and actively for 9 years and semi-actively for 10. And the year after, it'll be 10, which is crazy. I mean, like, if you're a large channel that, like, frequents 500 to 1,000 viewers, you can still make a full-time living with 500 to 1,000 viewers, right? As a small channel, or a smaller channel, or medium-sized channel, I guess is technically what I am, 80 to 100 viewers, yeah, you can get by. 30 to 40? You're asking too much of a very small group of people. And I hate that feeling. It just sucks. Really like the candle maker shop. It's got a cool look to it. This thing. Time to go mill around the front door for coffee. Should go get your coffee, Haz. Thanks for gifting a sub, mate. Do you run out of rocks again? I wish that there was a more sustainable way to harvest rocks in this game, because it's just like they harvest it until they run out of rocks. And then they go harvest more rocks. And that's basically just how it goes. This is a really cool little game. I mean, mechanically it's neat. Not the most dense game. I mean, it's definitely early access. It needs more content, but... We know when the next update is for this? No. Hold up. Let's see if they have a roadmap. Go over to Steam. Go to Steam page. I don't see a roadmap, no. But I mean, like, they put Grim Dawn through early access, so I don't know why this wouldn't be any different. And this game's doing just fine, so I don't expect them to abandon it or anything. It's doing at least as well as Grim Dawn did at a similar price point, so. Do I know when the next update will be, though? No. Right, so you, gonna put your field right there. Let's plant. Sure. Let's go 1, 2, 3. Let's go 1, 2, 3. Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4. Oopsies. Kind of fucked that. Millions of peaches. Peaches for me. Kind of don't want them all too dense, though, because you kind of want to alternate a little bit. So if you plant too many trees, it kind of just kills the soil quality. We'll see how that does next year. It's going to be a big old orchard. I feel like it was more of a mouth kazoo, but, you know, you do you. And a factory downtown, yes. Although in this case, they come from a plant that were put there by Cassidy and Otrin and Velina. Not necessarily coming from a can that were put there by a man in a factory downtown. Although we're getting damn close. Could also see if we could grow. Looks like we can grow another crop field. Just put 2 people on that. We'll start that one in the spring, and we'll put wheat up there and see if we can get wheat up and rolling. Well, we can spin this. I don't know if we can spin it, but we can definitely, like, pick somebody up and throw them. Then maybe they'll do, like, a backflip in the air. We can consider that spinning it. I do know that this game kind of fucks with my bit rate from time to time, which is a little bit annoying. You know, I actually have self-titled Presidents of the United States of America on wax. I have a physical record of it. Fun fact. It's the truth. All right, so we're going to transfer gold. We're going to send all of our money over there, so hopefully the next trader I can buy big tools from. There's a specific thing that I need. All seeking shelter briefly, and now they're all coming back out. And a sauna oven construction order. So you're making a sauna oven? It is technically, but I don't, well, so yes and no, but yes and no. So I have a repressing of it that was a very limited Kickstarter repressing that was only shipped out to people who backed it on Kickstarter. So the version that I have is a Kickstarter repressing. The original version of it is also very rare. In fact, significantly more rare, like tens of thousands of dollars in some cases rare. Mine is the repressing, which also, because it was only sent out to people who backed the Kickstarter, is now also rare. So, no, but yes, but no. If that makes sense. So, it's not the really rare one, but yes, it's still rare. Because they only made, like, it was like 2,000 of them, which is technically, like, rare. Ah, okay. I thought you were literally building an oven. That makes a lot more sense, actually. It's a people steamer. Just like I'm a people streamer. I'm a streamer streaming at people. Oh no, we got cholera. We're gonna have to cholera a doctor. Oh no, it's fine. It's not actually that bad. They'll either die or they'll get over it and we'll move on. Boulder carrying is back on the menu, boys. I mean, someone's got to do it. It's a well-paying job too, I'd assume. Is it like considered in poor taste to make cholera puns? It's just like, you know, when you have a cute pet doggy and you give them, and you put a cholera on them. That cholera on them. That's way too hard of a thing to say out loud, I'm not gonna lie. No? Okay.
No! You suck!
This is what you're paying me for, is to literally do that. See if he electrocuted! They cholera a doctor. So we are kind of running lowish on food, but this is the most successful town I've ever had. Oh, wait, we got 32 laborers? Okay, yeah, we can absolutely crank up the number of peoples working in these farms. Like a boomerang pun, it's always travels the funny way, but wait, it's coming back, oh god! Dog for cover. Gonna hit me. You get paid in food and not kicked out of the storage shed, so you would say it's well enough paid? Is this a vacation or slave labor? I can't quite figure out which, Oz. So I'm starting to think that you've actually just been kidnapped and are being forced to work in a compound somewhere. It's like, you're just like, yeah, I'm carrying boulders and I get paid in food. It's like, none of this sounds legal, dude. We're waiting on this slow-ass cart to get over to the trading depot. Oh no, we got a villager that's stricken with typhoid! What happens when you typo too often? You gotta help your old folks? Okay, this makes a lot more sense. Literally slave labor, though. Unfortunately, they don't have the thing that I need. And they have quite a lot of flour. Can I even... Yeah, I can't even make a bakery. Three, two... And... Okay, so we've sold those. Which means I've just made a bit of money, which is good. I'm gonna buy some stone. Wait, no, they're buying stone, not selling stone. Da da da. We got beans, we got bricks, flour, candle. All right, I guess we wait for the next person. Fun things of visiting the family for the summer. Yeah, I mean, that's sort of like my neighbor. He wants to travel abroad to visit family, and he's just like, yeah, I know my vacation is I'm gonna build them a patio. I'm gonna build them an outdoor like stone oven barbecue. I'm like, this doesn't sound like vacation. This just sounds like unpaid labor. He goes, he's like, I'm retired and bored. I'm like, all right. I mean, yourself, I guess. I guess when you're young, vacationing is like, you know, going on outside adventures in places that you don't know. And then when you retire, it's like vacationing is just doing, like, menial labor again. Boredom is a powerful thing, I suppose. Retired and bored is a powerful combo. Yeah, I mean, he's lucky. He got to retire in his 50s. Very few people around here get to do that, even in his generation. Also, for some reason, whenever I read the word cholera, I can't read it in anybody's voice except for Jack Black. I don't know why that is. And I want to blame the movie Year... Was it year one or year zero? Or, no, that Year Zero is a Ghost song. I think it was the movie, like, Year One or something with, like, him and Michael Cera. I want to say there was some, like, cholera joke in there. It wasn't a very good movie, by the way. I do not recommend watching it. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely good for him. Able to pull off a very rare feat in today's economy. You will never get that time back. Jack Black being a kind of racist caveman. is what that movie was. And basically just, like, making fun of the Bible for maybe 90 minutes. Like, that's literally all that movie was. It was just Jack Black and Michael Cera wearing, like, potato sacks, pretending to be very well-kept cavemen, making kind of sexist, pseudo-racist jokes for an hour and a half. I just remember that movie being exceptionally sexist, like impressively sexist. To the point where, like, me as a kid was like, whoa, Jesus, can't talk about women that way. This is me as, like, a little kid's feeling that way. Let's build some decorations, shall we? If I can cram them in here. Small garden. Only costs 500 gold to make the large park. Right. 18 villagers graduated and a house is on fire. Coincidence? I think not. All right, guys, put the house fire out, please. Food stocks are low. It's fine. There we go. They fixed the fire problem. Graduation party done right? Yeah, absolutely. Director walks up with rocks and 2 sticks and says, okay, you're Jack Black and you're Michael Cera. Ooga booga. Let's get paid, pretty much. Yeah, that's literally the plot of that movie. Was whack stick, pretend to fuck tree, make racist gestures, and play bad stereotypes, and we. It's literally that whole movie. Print money. That being said, I do genuinely miss the days when Michael Cera was in, like, everything, because I do think he's, like, his weird brand of awkward funny is very funny. But maybe I'm just broken. I'm willing to accept that. But I do miss those days. Now he's just, like, I guess enjoying his money like a normal person. You know, like, as people do. Good lord, I've been streaming for 12 hours. Would you look at that? We're finally starting to get fruit. So the fun thing about fruit is they take forever to produce. It takes like 7 years for the trees to mature. It takes a really long time for them to actually be usable, but it gives you the second food supply that you need to level these houses up, I think. Just like in real life. Yeah, just like in real life. Just like farming's a bitch. Just like in real life. Food stocks are low. Oh no, it's fine actually. We've increased our food stocks slightly. Bit stinky. I enjoy the hobby of farming. I don't know anything about the art of farming. Glances at Farm Sim. See, that's not stinky. Bit janky. Speaking of glances at things, Pilot, are you as excited for me for F1 to come back? It feels like a fucking eternity. It's like, I realize that like the summer break is a very short period of time, but my God, it feels like a fucking eternity. I need fast, exactly. I need my Speedy Tracks and Zoom Zooms channel to be active again. What the fuck is happening with McLaren and Alpine? They're not winning. And so they're looking for solutions. At least that's how I understand it. Also, chat room investments are open if you want to invest your tickets. Look at this nice clean field. I do like that the fields are actually like the amount of weeds are represented on the field. So it's like if you have a very clean field that has a lot of stuff in it, that's super like good and quality, it like doesn't just, it's not full of weeds. It looks super clean. And I really quite like that bit. Can I make brick makers? It's the thing that produces soap. You produce pottery. You produce that. Okay, so to make bricks, I need a brickyard, which I don't have the tech for yet. Cool, we are actually producing candles. Thing is I really wish that I could put in a special request for an item. That would make this trading stuff so much easier. Because I need heavy tools to be able to make a bakery, and I really want to make a bakery. But I literally just can't construct it without heavy tools. Or rather, I can make the bakery, but I can't do anything with it with the bakery without having the windmill. And I need heavy tools to make the windmill, which I need the next level of tech for. So I literally just need to wait for a trader to bring it. Kinda sucks. Building all them houses. Also, we finally have enough stuff to build that park. Let's prioritize that. But yeah, that's kind of the gist that I get is that McLaren and although good news pilot, although I don't actually know how this is good news, but you know, my stream team recruited Bloody Drongo. He's also an F1 fanboy, which means there's 2 people in my stream team now who care about F1, which is a good thing in my opinion. All right, well. Let's see if I can understand this. Let's do you. Let's do 2 food types. Need a sand pit. Actually, no, you don't want those in the summer because those have terrible heat tolerance. So here, instead of those, what is good heat tolerance? That also fits. Let's just do that. Cancel that. Buckwheat yields grain, which is milled into flour. Okay, whatever. We'll figure that out next year. Missed your third chef degen life in catching Drongo. I'm just happy to have another person on my team that will blink more than once when I say the words Formula 1. And Carrie's always like, I used to watch that when I was a child. It's like, well, that's kind of demeaning. Oh, I was just commenting at Pilot Guy that I can't wait for Formula 1 to come back. It's like I got nothing to do on Sundays, dude. That's not true. I got lots of things to do on Sundays. But like I don't have the thing I want to do on Sundays, which is watch Formula 1. I even applied for a fucking sponsorship thing to stream Formula 1 Manager, which is very out of character for me. I doubt it'll get accepted. But I don't know. I'm just not convinced anybody would actually watch me stream Formula 1 Manager 2022. I'm not even remotely convinced that anybody would watch that. Too busy praying for Ferrari to bin Banana. Good Lord, like they've had like a masterclass in how to and how to not run a team. I'm not really one to like backseat tell people how to run like their sports teams because I know nothing about running a sports team. But that's not how you run a sports teams. Pit strategy? Mean like intentional race losses? That's not. There's strategy and then there's losing on purpose. They're doing the second one. That's certainly not strategy. If that's strategy, then I'm a YouTuber. I guess I am. Then I'm a TikToker. There you go. I'm TikToking right now. Like TikTokle me Elmo. Has somebody made a Tickle Me Elmo TikTok that's just Tickle Me Elmo? Someone should get on that. Aren't sure what the fuck Ferrari's doing. I don't think Ferrari is sure what the fuck Ferrari's doing. Like, honestly. Also, Rhinestone, can you please explain to me and Pilot what the fuck's going on with Alpine and McLaren? And is our good friend Alonso just intentionally fucking trolling? Like, what's going on? I feel like Alonso is just pretending he's retired and is just chilling. You don't know? Okay, good. I'm glad the guy who really likes McLaren doesn't know what the fuck's going on. Alonso's always been a troll. I drive like a lion. All right, we got a good amount of food. Got some wheat. The part that I don't understand is where do they do 2 and 3 at any point in this rotation? Seems to only just be... Oh, does the whole thing move up? I think my mind just, like, got blown. Hold on. I'm going to speed up. I'm going to stare at this thing. Is the cabbage going to move up 1? Because then I finally understand how this system fucking works. Because I think that's the way it works. A new villager was born. Ooh. I mean, no, we need those to grow up to be, like, adult-ish children. You know the secret behind that rule, Pilot? Is everybody should be banned. Because we're all children at heart, right? I know I certainly am. You know, I might ask Cooler to make me specific thumbnails for this game. Even though I can't pay him and just be like, dude, I'll pay you when the sanctions end. Ah! Oh, also, Rhinestone, you should look up a game called Zero Sievert. It's literally pixel art Stalker. With a bit of Escape from Tarkov thrown in there. Okay, so if cabbage moves up 1, I understand how this works now. At which point I can say it only took me 16 hours to figure out how the farming system in this video game works. All right, come on. Food stocks are low. They've been this low for 3 years. It's fine. Okay, never mind. Now they're actually low. Oh no, a villager has typhoid and another villager has influenza. Oh, that actually sounds bad, the last one. Okay, I've officially figured out how this fucking food system works. Oh my god. Holy shit. Oh. Hi, chat. I feel like an idiot. How are you? Good God, man. Yeah, there's no multiplayer in this thing. This is the game I'm referring to. You're back for this epic moment of me figuring out how the farming works? I feel like a big stupid, but I mean, at the very least, you can call it epic. No, I said I feel like an idiot, not I'm feels like an idiot. I'll put Wade's into my mouth. Big meanie. Yearly taxes, woo! And there was great rejoicing. Look at this tiny little ugly park that we built with all this tax money. Isn't it great? So these houses are leveling up to being homesteads because they have enough food variety and stuff. So this is going to be my wall to keep these damn deers out. Name it Tax Park? Can I name parks? I can't name parks. This is a missed opportunity. A tribute to your paid taxes. Mwah! Better I could call it loitered tax funds. Laundered tax money. There you go. Swiss bank account. Keep the deer in. Damn right. Makes them easier to eat that way. I've never actually built a wall in this game before. I've only ever built fences. Corral deer and wall evolve deer into reindeer? Become sand. I thought that deer and reindeer are two specific different breeds of deer. Maybe I'm mistaken, but... I keep reading that as villager cursed, not villager cured. It's like, oh no, we have a were creature, guys! We're all fucked! I think this year we're actually, the final crop rotation, we're just going to add in a second till the soil chunk of time. Villager cursed with what you say? We'll find out soon. Yeah, we don't know yet. Ask the witch. I don't know. This game needs, like, witches' covens and shit. I also love how people are frequently, like, a meter or so away from being struck by lightning, and they don't seem even remotely fazed by it. They're just, like, totally cool with this. They're like, oh, yeah, lightning, that happens all the time. No bigs. No bigs, McDeal. Just want this one done first, because it's such a much smaller ask. We haven't had a single storm. We, like, just never get storms here. Impending heat wave? Oh no, it's modern day. That's kind of bad. Excuse me, sir. Do you have heavy tools for sale? No? He does have... Oh, he's buying it. Oh, no, he's buying heavy tools. Good lord. He's buying tools, not heavy tools. Doesn't have heavy tools for sale. Hmm. Literally never has what I need. No. Chilliwack was, that you like to call Chilliwack. They were underwater. No, I'm too high elevation to be underwater. They're below sea level up the valley, though, so they got flooded to all fuck a couple months back. There's a lot of farmland and stuff. And also, that was, like, last year. That was, like, last fall that happened. Like, you've seen Rambo First Blood, right? That whole town was, like, flooded with refugees. And they couldn't actually get food into that town because they had forest fire on one side, flood on the other. They were, like, airlifting food into there. I know somebody who was up there on a vacation and he got stuck. Couldn't get back out. Which is ironic because the town's called Hope. It's like, don't ever go to Hope. It's bad news. Although Hope's kind of awesome. It's beautiful. I'd love to live in Hope. It's always been one of the places that I've wanted to move to. It's like, if I could just, like, suddenly, like, magically make amazing internet and all of the healthcare specialists I need to appear in a tiny town and then move there, it'd be Hope. Because I fucking love Hope. It's a beautiful little town. The only major storm in our area that actually affected the house was a major storm/flood, 4 inches of water. Yeah, isn't like large parts of Japan underwater right now? I actually saw a photo of like that famous square in Tokyo just like flooded. That's like the only place that I'm aware of that's like largely underwater currently. There you go, building a wall to keep the deer out. I'll show them. You get like 3 inches of water in Phoenix and your underpasses flood? Yeah, but you're in a desert. It's the walls of mud that concern me, not the 3 inches of rain. We get 3 inches of rain in an hour. Like that particular flood that flooded all of Chilliwack, it was like there was one ridiculous hour where they got like, it was like 300. I remember seeing this stat. It was like 300 times the amount of rain that Los Angeles gets in a year. It's like 300 times the rain in an hour that Los Angeles gets in a year or something. This is just this ridiculous stat. You look at it and you're like, but it kind of makes sense when you think about it because, like, it's a fucking desert. Yellowstone got a few extra feet of river recently, too. Yep, sounds about right. More like whetstone. So much for the yellow. All right, so we'll do that. So next year, we're gonna plant that. Something with high heat tolerance. Particularly rocky. Throw in clover. I don't know how clover's a crop, but... Sataros, thank you very much for keeping that sub alive for the 21st month. Welcome back, dude. Good to have you around. Jack, can I get a big round of beers for Sathados keeping that sub alive for the 21st month? Every so often you do, in fact, have a few people that think that they're smart enough to drive these big-ass trucks through them. Wait, what? You get washes? Yes. Surprisingly, you don't build houses near said washes? Yes. And then they get stuck? Well, yeah, duh. They're driving a big truck through a wall of mud. Smart people don't do that. Just got back from Toronto? Oh God, I'm so sorry. Are you okay? That's awful. I'm so sorry that you had to go to Toronto. Where's your hat? It's there on my screen. What? My assumption is it disappears locally sometimes. Like sometimes Twitch just doesn't load the image. Were you out there for work or for pleasure though? Jokes aside. I've just heard nightmarish things about that airport, and so I don't envy anybody who has to travel to Toronto for any reason right now. I mean, I'm currently in the process of budgeting, planning, and setting up for a trip to PAX, which is really weird. And I received an email today from Tarn, probably going to meet up with him not at the convention itself because I will miss the panel that they're doing, but I will meet up with them at some point around the convention because they're just shortly outside of the city. So we're going to see if we can meet up for dinner or something. Get Fox. Interesting. You have a law that is literally stupid driver law, and it's one of the things in said law. Okay. I mean, is that like the dumb Canadian laws where like you're not allowed to ride your sled dogs on the sidewalk? That's actually a law. You're not if you have sled dogs, you're not allowed to drive them on the sidewalk. Factual Canadian law. It is illegal to take your sled dog team out on the sidewalk. You have to take your sled dogs in the road. Or like the fact that it's illegal to skinny dip in your own pool in your own backyard in Canadian suburbia unless it's between the hours of 1 o'clock in the morning and 6 o'clock in the morning. Which is kind of hilarious. That's probably my favorite stupid Canadian law. That it's illegal to skinny dip in your own pool. Yeah, the last time I was in Toronto was for 15 hours. And for the first, like, 8 of them, I was extraordinarily hungover. I was on my way back from Boston when I went to PAX East. And I got held up at the airport due to a GPS error thing, and no planes could take off or land. So everybody was all of the planes on my airline, which was WestJet, got redirected to different airports, and planes couldn't take off. So it, like, the lines just grew and grew, and we were just told to sit there and wait, and they kept moving us to different gates. And it got to a point where they were like, hey, do you want $500 to just stay the night in a hotel? And I was like, oh. Now I would have said yes, but at the time I said no. So I said no, got on the plane and flew home. I should have just said yes. Basically, it says that if you drive into a wash or a flooded area and get stuck, you have to pay out of pocket for your rescue and a $1,000 fine. That seems logical. Yeah. It's the idiot fee. Are you an idiot? All right, pay the fee. Or maybe idiot tax? I don't know. These are beehives. I mean, that's like if you... Here we have a law that if you get lost on provincial property and search and rescue has to come find you and you are considered to be ill-prepared, you have to pay for search and rescue. Unless it's like a legitimate injury. Like if you're out there and you're prepared, you have like, you know, a tent, like the proper safety gear, and you slip, fall, and break a leg, then like they'll just come rescue you and they won't charge you for it. But like if you go out into the forest in flip-flops at 8 p.m. in the winter and get lost without water and they have to airlift you out, you have to pay for that helicopter. I guess that's kind of similar. It's like if you're a moron, then you have to pay for it. It's like those, it was like 6 girls or something. So I did this hike loop recently called Dog Mountain up in Seymour. It's a 45-minute loop, right? We did it in 45 minutes to the end and back with like 15 minutes of like lounging in the sun at the end. Lovely little walk. And then we did the real hike afterwards where we walked up and around and then back down and around and then down the mountain. Last winter, there were 6 girls that arrived at 6 p.m. on a weekday when there's nobody in the parking lot, right as the sun was going down, to try and do that loop when there's like 3 meters of snow at the top of this mountain without a flashlight. The sun went down and they got lost and sat down and just waited. And one of them thought it would be a great idea to just try and cut through the forest. So one of them just left. They had to airlift her out because she got stuck. Fortunately, they all had phones, but none of them had flashlights. They didn't even have water. They didn't have jackets. Like they had windbreakers, but not particularly thick jackets. Like they were completely ill prepared. They just got stuck in the forest and like could have died. That's what the moron tax is for. Hey, look, Zakos is still alive. Look at that. How old were they? Mid-20s? Old enough to post on Instagram because they all had Instagram stories about it. And then, like, later they had other Instagram stories complaining that they were getting charged for the helicopter. And it's like, Jesus Christ, I wonder why. And the entire planet was like, no fucking sympathy for these people. Frost tolerance is very high, so you can go at the end of the year. What fits in between you two? Guess we could just do 2 seasons of these. And then third one, we'll do that and that. Hello again, Sachimo. You thought they were teenagers? They're early 20s, kids. Eaten by wildlife. They won't eat this much longer because I'm building a fucking fence. The mine is out of ore. Oh no. Fortunate. More like ore whatever. Villagers succumb to illness. Oh, wow. I guess that means I get to build my first one of these. The question is who died? Diseased villager. Does it not tell me who it was? Trying to spot aquafunkulistic booty web. I love how, like, they go from being little log cabins to having, like, wood plank siding when they level up. Am I advocating for not having to pay for someone walking out into a snowstorm to be rescued? No, we were talking about silly laws, Rainforester. And Rhinestone mentioned that in Arizona they have the stupid driver law, where if you get your truck stuck in a mudslide, you get to pay for, like, your truck coming to get you. Here, and I was saying, oh, we have a similar law to that, which is if you get lost in the forest completely ill-prepared, you have to pay the search and rescue fees for search and rescue to come, like, save your life. And I'm saying, yeah, it's intelligent. Of course you should charge people for that. So no, I'm not advocating for not having to pay for it. I'm saying I think it's hilarious getting to witness the schadenfreude of those idiots having to pay to be airlifted out of one of the easiest hikes you could possibly do in the lower mainland. It's a 45-minute walk. They just didn't bring a flashlight or water. And so they were then bitching on, like, social media afterwards about how, oh no, we have to pay for it. It's like, haha, get fucked. Damn right you should pay for it. Search and rescue's time is valuable. It's like all these people up at Stave Lake that airlifted them. Okay, there was a very, very, very large party that airlifted themselves in to the far end of Stave Lake, where there's like a large campground that you're only really supposed to be able to get there via walking. You're only really supposed to hike there. There's no roads to it. It's about 50 kilometers away from, like, the nearest real road, right? They airlifted themselves in alongside of generators and various other things. Anyway, storm came. This was a couple years ago. Storm came in and was really fucking bad, right? And so their helicopter guy couldn't fly in to get them out. So weather got real bad, and so they had to, like, camp it and rough it for a couple days, right? Well, they only had a day and a half's worth of food, which was how long this party was supposed to be. They ran out of food. So search and rescue had to fly float planes in to get them out. And all of their shit. And then go back and clean up their shit because they left shit everywhere, like garbage everywhere. And they got, I remember there was like this big thing where they got like a $20,000 bill, and the entirety of the lower mainland was just like laughing at them because they're just like, get wrecked. Because, like, you know, you go do a stupid thing, you just get laughed at. Serves you right. You morons. Alright, literally, all that we need is we need to upgrade more homesteads and then have $1,200 in the bank. That's what we need. But no, I mean, we don't have enough people working in search and rescue as is. The last thing we need to do is make their jobs harder. Intentionally, which is what a lot of these people do. They need to rescue people like me if I break my leg backpacking. They were too dumb to light the way with phones? I mean, there's plenty of ways that you could get out of the forest. To live a privileged life? What? Have enough money to airlift you and your friends into the middle of nowhere to have a party? Yeah, right. And also not check the weather in advance. That's the part that amuses me, is that they didn't check the weather in advance. Spend 2 breaks weeding. Might actually buy food off this trader, depending on what he's got. God, this menu lags so much. Buying, Again, doesn't have what I need. Let's just buy 145 beans. Food stores up in here. What, like this thing? Yeah, I mean, everything about this game artistically is wonderful. I think its UI is horrible. I really hate the Paradox style of UI design where it's like, everything has very detailed, pretty pictures. It's like, that's not useful or practical in any way, but aesthetically, this game's beautiful. Very detailed, pretty pictures do not help me play the game efficiently. If anything, I would say they kind of do the opposite. Gosh, everybody's getting sick. God damn it. Stop it. Fortunately, we've got this lovely little graveyard for you for when you die. This whole area needs to be, like, weeded and sorted, but it'll get there. Food stocks are low. Thanks, game. Both my orchards are looking pretty all right. General happiness is dropping, probably because of the increased amount of farm labor. Frankly, it's a fuckload of work. But it's pretty farm labor. As somebody who gardens, all farm labor is pretty. All of it's hard work. All farms are pretty, rather. Farming is just a shit ton of work. How much does it cost to run a hospital? 30. I don't quite make enough money off of taxes just yet to be able to feel okay about building a hospital. Keep in stock. I really wish that there was a specific item request button. Like, there's so many bloody items in this game, but, like, there's no way to just be like, I need this thing. Like, stat. Ideally yesterday, in fact. It's kind of a bother, to be honest. Pretty as it looks, it's like, be real nice if I could just be like, yo guys, bring me heavy tools. Yesterday, please. Still weeding. Another villager succumbed to illness. Well, that's a damn shame. But, you know, chat, to be honest, today's been very quiet in a lot of ways. So I think that we're going to skip records for this evening. And I'm just going to kind of wind down a little bit. We're going to call this Chatburg 2 because I can't actually remember what we named this city. But these VODs will go out onto YouTube. And I think that we will return to this city because I do like playing this game. I want to get to the end of the tech tree, damn it. We've been streaming for 12 and a half hours, and I'm hungry. So I'm going to wind down and call it for the night. We'll be on tomorrow with more normal stuff. We'll be doing dwarfs at the beginning. You know, Goodwin's Laws, sooner or later, everything on the internet gets compared to Hitler. I've never heard this before, but okay.